YouTube, what's going on? Today we're previewing the UFC 214 main event, Daniel Cormier versus Jon Jones 2. This is a fight that they've been trying to make happen for a year. Over a year actually. UFC 200 was early July last year, and this fight's not happened until late July this year, so over a year they've been trying to get this to happen. Obviously it got cancelled at UFC 200 because Jon Jones failed his USADA test. So yeah, this will be interesting to see here. I personally think that Jon Jones is going to win this fight, just because honestly, Daniel Cormier in his last two fights, his last fight against Anthony Johnson, he didn't look especially like, I don't know, he didn't look like himself. He just looked like an older, slower version of that guy that first fought Jon Jones in the first fight. Like against Rumble, obviously Rumble wasn't really, his head wasn't all there. So like, yeah, and then the Anderson Silva fight, he didn't look too good either. And it's been a year since, he's only fought twice in the past year. Once against Anderson Silva and once against Rumble. I just think Jon Jones is going to take his title back and he's going to run with it. I think they're going to do Jon Jones Gustafsson 2. That could be a huge main event. That'd probably do over 1 million buys for the UFC. I just don't see Daniel Cormier winning. Obviously DC could. Jon Jones hasn't fought in quite a while, but I don't see it happening personally.
Just over 2 remain. Oh, looking for his back. He scores with a huge left hand.
If you enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to my channel. We're going to be having UFC content almost daily from now on, so yeah, if you enjoy, drop a like, sub, do all those good things. Hit that thumbs up button.
He transitions to the tie clinch. Good punch landed from the clinch. Big knee to the liver. He's stunned. You can tell that shot hurt him bad in the body. Man, he just missed. Oh!
Like I said, I think Jon Jones is going to take this fight. But you never know. Jon Jones, maybe he's done with fighting. You never know. Maybe he just wants his payday and then he's out. He hasn't fought in, when was the last time Jon Jones fought? May of last year? He fought Ovin St. Preux. That's a year and a quarter without fighting. He's only had one fight in over 2 years. So like, I don't know. You just never know how guys are gonna come back. He might be slower. You just never know. Although Cormier, man, he's what, 37, 38 now? I think he's 38 actually now. You just never know. Cormier is old. Jon Jones hasn't fought in a while. But obviously this is probably the second biggest fight the UFC can make right now, next to Conor and Nate, their trilogy fight. But that's about it. Other than that, the UFC really doesn't have much. UFC 214 is shaping up to be a good card. We got Jon Jones Cormier headlining. Our co-main event is Tyron Woodley and Damian Maia for the welterweight title, which should be interesting. We got Cyborg on the card. Robbie Lawler and Donald Cerrone are on the card. Like, it's a loaded card. It's the last UFC pay-per-view event before the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight. So best believe UFC is going to be putting out all the stops for this one. Jon Jones is so good in the clinch with his elbows and his knees. I don't know. I just don't think Cormier is going to win. Wow. So Daniel Cormier wins this preview fight. You never know, man. John Jones, when he fought Ovince St. Preux, he looked kind of slow. So you never know how he's going to come out. I think if John Jones fought Daniel Cormier that night against they fought Ovince St. Preux, I don't think he wins. But then again, John Jones, maybe he just wasn't motivated to fight Ovince St. Preux. He just wanted to fight Daniel Cormier, you know? You just never know. Either way, it's July 29th is going to be an interesting night for the UFC.
Cormier remains the UFC light heavyweight champion.